Namaste, I'm JV Dr. Sapna Gehlot and my session is on the essential characteristics of sovereignty. Now, when it comes to the feature, the first one is the absoluteness. The authority of the state is supreme as well absolute. It knows no limits on the formulation, expression and realization of its will. Translated in terms of law, it may be stated that the state may make any enforce any law and it is binded on all concerned. There can be no other authority that may revoke or rescind the law of the state. It is different thing that a state denies to itself some area of action by the logic of self-imposed limitation as specified in its constitution or in the text of some international treaty convention. So, the second is a universality. The highest power of the state cover all people and their association living under the area of its control. And such it is also called as a all comprehensiveness. It is coextensive in the operation with the jurisdiction of the state and comprehends within scope of all powers and things within its territory. Then it comes to the permanence. Sovereignty is a permanent quality of the state. The holder of the sovereignty may die, but the power of the state survives. That is passed on to his successor. A state may lose its sovereignty, but only when it is conquered by some other state and then converted into a colony or a dependency. So the English people have their national anthem, God Save the King. The word king signifies both the mortal person as the head of the state and the immortal authority as supreme power of the state. It is evident from their celebrated phrases, King is dead, long lives the king. It all implies that sovereignty does not cease with the death or temporary disposition of a particular bearer on the reorganization of the state, but shift immediately to a new bearer as a center of the gravity shift from one part of a physical body to another when it undergoes external change. The next feature is the inalienability. The essential feature of state cannot be alienated. Sovereignty is the very essence of the personality of the state. When a sovereign dies, but his office is given to his successor, it amounts to a change in a government and not to an abdication or sovereignty, or you can say a surrender of a sovereignty. It is a different thing that a state may go away a part of its territory to another state by some voluntary or involuntary agreement. But such an act does not amount to the surrender of its whole sovereignty. So Liber says that sovereignty can be no more be alienated than a tree can alienate its right to sprout, or a man can transfer his life or personality to another without self-destruction. The next is indivisibility. The sovereign power of the state cannot be divided. The state has its own will that cannot be divided, its many wills. Hobbes, Rousseau, Hegel and Austin are very clear on this point, and so they are called as a monist. So what a Callahan says, sovereignty is a whole thing. To divide it is to destroy it. It is a supreme power in a state, and we might just be well speak of half a square or half a triangle or half of a sovereignty. So in a nutshell, it all shows that sovereignty is the exclusive, all comprehensive or universal, inalienable, permanent and indivisible power of the state. The pluralists repudiate the indivisible characteristics of sovereignty on the basis of some arguments, but we can later on say this.